If you are wondering how to be more magnetic in all areas of your life, this video is for you. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Haley Navarro and today we are going to talk about how to be magnetic. So there was a time in my early 20s where I had just moved to LA. I wanted to be a makeup artist. I was already a hairstylist and so I had to look the part. And one of the things that happened when I was working in the salon in Beverly Hills, I had a coworker who was a man who would like to go places with me or go on walks with me because when we would go places, cars would stop, people would give me free things. Sometimes I'd get free food, free drinks, whatever the case it was. But he would always tell me, I like going places with Haley because people do things for her. And so somewhere along the lines, when I left that environment, and I decided I wanted to do things on my own way, have more freedom, have more flexibility in what I did, not just in work, but how I dressed, how I moved through the world. Things started to change and I didn't know what it was. And so I am going to share two things because I've been implementing them again. I want to share the two things that I've been doing that have made me magnetic. And I didn't realize what I was doing when I was in my early 20s, but it is very obvious now. And so there was a point just a couple of months ago where I kept looking at myself in the mirror and thinking, God, Haley, is that what you look like? And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's an age thing or if I completely just let myself kind of go a little downhill. But I looked at myself and I was a little disappointed, if I'm being honest, of how I let myself go. I didn't look like I tried anymore. I didn't look like there was any intention to my appearance. Partially because when I was in my early 20s, I wore a good amount of makeup. I dressed well for the time. I mean, 2009 was not the best for fashion, but I dressed well for the time. And I put effort into my appearance. And somewhere along the lines is, I think one day I went to work, I was late, I was tired, and I didn't do my makeup. And everybody that day asked me if I was feeling okay. And I didn't like that feeling. And so in my rebel nature, I was like, I'm never wearing makeup again because that felt awful. Everybody had this expectation of me of what I looked like. And the one day I didn't do it, everybody thought there was something wrong with me. So I stopped wearing a lot of makeup. I stopped enjoying clothes and I didn't really care about what I looked like anymore. I wanted to be comfortable. I wanted to wear athletic wear. I wanted to keep my hair up. I didn't want to try anymore. And I hate to say it, but people do treat you differently based on your appearance. I don't make the rules, but that is just what I've noticed in my life. And so fast forward until just about a couple weeks ago, I decided I think I'm going to put a little bit more effort into my look. One, because I still work in a salon about 5 days a month and I'm looking at myself often in the mirror because that's just how it happens, right? There's mirrors everywhere. And it has really started to feel heavy every time I look in the mirror. So a couple of weeks ago, I decided I'm going to get some makeup. I'm going to start to feel better about myself because every time I looked in the mirror, I just didn't feel good. And that's where the magnetism comes in. So hang in there with me. So I make my way to Sephora. I buy some powder. I buy the OG MAC Studio Fix powder. If you know, you know. She is still as good as she was in the early 2000s. And then not only that, it's not just about makeup. I start buying clothes that actually make me feel good. And so I've been at this point in my life where I'm like, I just don't enjoy shopping. Everything is made of polyester or rayon, and it makes me really hot and sweaty and just really uncomfortable. So I have set out with my intention to buy clothes that actually make me feel good, I'm comfortable in, and that actually work with my body and make me look good and feel good. So that was the first thing I did. I started putting some time and effort into my appearance. There was also a point where I wasn't really doing my hair. Now, I didn't really do it today. I did slick it back in this ponytail, but I would go days without washing it, right? Because I'll be honest, it's a lot of work to wash and blow dry and style your hair. And I know I'm a hairstylist. It is what it is. But again, the first thing I started doing was putting effort back into my appearance. And one thing has always stuck with me back in the day when I was working full-time in the salon is what we were told when I was working was when you look good, you feel good. Now, I'm not going to lie. Putting effort into your appearance is work. It's not always easy. You have to think about what you're going to wear. You have to plan for it. It doesn't come natural to me. It's not the first thing I enjoy. So for me, it is work. The second thing that I started doing was playing and actually doing things that I really enjoy. And if you've been following me on Instagram for a while, I talk about this often. We are not here to just work and pay bills and live life on a hamster wheel. We are here to enjoy life and to do things and to explore and to find out what we love. And a lot of the times as adults, play doesn't always come easy for us. And so what I want you to do is I want you to think back to what you enjoyed doing when you were a child. Last year for me, play looked like rollerblading. I had so much fun and would go to the bike path and rollerblade. This year, I have really been enjoying swimming. So I've been swimming at the community pool. I've been doing laps and just enjoying the sun and the water. Now, play is so important to be magnetic because it gets you in that safe, cozy space in your body where you're not hypervigilant, where you're not angry, where you're not thinking, where you're not having anxiety. It's truly being present in the time and just enjoying it. And so if you think about it, it truly is when people are most magnetic, when they are just enjoying life, right? If you go to a party or if you go somewhere social and you see people just having fun, you're kind of more attracted to them, right? Like, I want to join in that conversation. They just look like they're having so much fun. Even on social media, there are some accounts that are absolutely chaotic, but they look like they're having so much fun. And it makes me immediately want to follow them because one, I love the chaos of it all. And also it is like a vibrational match. And so that's what magnetism really is. It is a vibrational match of energy. So at the end of it, it's not just about looking good or having fun. It is the energy that you put out into the world when these things are happening. So it might look differently for you. I think the biggest takeaway I want for you from this video is that I want to encourage you to do more things that make you feel fucking powerful. If it is putting on clothes that make you feel hot, put on the clothes that make you feel hot. If it is doing your makeup to feel beautiful and really good about yourself, put the makeup on. If it's washing the makeup off and just really concentrating on your skincare and that makes you feel great and abundant and beautiful, do that. So it's not necessarily about the clothes or the makeup. It is about the energy that it brings you because that is frequency. That is the attraction. That is the magnetism. So I'm curious to know, what are those things that are coming up for you? What are the things that you are wanting to try, to do, to make you feel either bold or powerful or confident? Because when you feel really good about yourself, that is the attraction. That is the magnetism. It is the energy that radiates from you. That is attractive. That is magnetic. I'd love to know your thoughts on this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please drop them in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed or following, I invite you to hit the subscribe and or follow button because in the next video, we're going to talk about rejection and what that actually looks like and what it could mean. I'll see you in the next one.